button. That's important. There we go. All right. So hello, inventors and entrepreneurs. My name is Andrew Krauss. I'm one of the co-founders here at Inventor Groups of America, and I welcome you to Inventors Online. Thank you for everyone for joining us for our first Inventors Online in 2022. Is anyone new to Inventors Online? If so, flash your hands in front of the screen. Try to go on video to do that. Welcome, welcome to everybody, all the newbies, all the experienced folks, and everybody in between to this first meeting of 2022 for IGA Inventor Groups of America. IGA was founded in 2017 by myself and Stephen Key. IGA's goal is to teach individuals how to best commercialize their product ideas, as well as strengthen and support inventor groups throughout the nation. We have a directory of local and regional inventor groups on our website from whom we meet with every month. And if you're located near one, we highly encourage you guys to join. We would love to hear your name and what state or country you're from. So open up that chat box and let us know. Please do not disclose any confidential information that's not already publicly available in the chat or by speaking or any other method. Also, our meeting is being recorded and will be hosted on our website and YouTube channel soon after. Feel free to change your name in the participants panel. Choose to be in gallery mode or speaker mode, whatever view you want, but gallery is kind of cool because you see everybody. And though it's not required, we'd love it if you guys could turn on your video. So please type your questions in the chat box. Today, we're going to be talking about how in the past 2 years, how has venturing or licensing, the two paths you can go down when you're inventing, been affected? And how are you going to choose which path is right for you? So let's go ahead and get into it. Stephen, why don't you introduce our esteemed speaker?
Well, before we get started, welcome everybody, 2022. And I just want to say, a call out to Courtney. She's usually the moderator. We love Courtney. She's not going to be joining us tonight, but next time she will be here. And she's with her family.
Not just the moderator, she's the director of Inventor Groups of America.
Well, she's more than that, Andrew. She brings us all together, and we love her so. But she's not going to be here tonight, but she'll be back next time. I don't think I really need to introduce Mark Portney. I've met Mark, I don't know, it's been maybe a couple of years. Has it been a couple of years, Mark?
It has.
Okay. And when I first met him, I thought, who in the heck is this guy? And I also thought, geez, he's a little different than I am. But what I really liked about Mark is that he's the real deal, and that he knows how to bring products to market. He knows how to venture them. He knows how to get it done. And I liked his no nonsense style. And if you've listened to Mark on InventRight, YouTube TV, you get a little taste of Mark, and you never know what you're going to get. And that's the thing I like about Mark. And that's why I'm really glad we have him tonight. So Mark, thank you. I know you've been on TV. You had your own TV show. What was the name of the TV show a couple years back?
All American Makers on Discovery Science.
Okay. And besides that, you've got some products on the market. You know how to get it done, right? How many years have you been an entrepreneur for?
About 35.
Okay.
If I admit to any more than 35, everybody's going to figure out that I'm an old bastard. So you don't really want to give up too much.
Okay. So you guys, tonight is really a special time, I think, for all of us. If we're creative people, if we're inventors or entrepreneurs, we want to know how to commercialize our inventions. And that's why we're here tonight. And tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to talk about the two different ways for you to commercialize those ideas. We're going to talk about the venturing side, and that's what Mark does. And Mark is very good at it. He understands it. He does all of it. He's not an inventor, so he's looking for ideas. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But he's going to talk about 2022 or last year, if it was hard or tough. And I've got some questions for him. And then Andrew and myself, we're going to talk about licensing, because we love that business model. Because for us creative people, it might be a little easier to have people like Mark do all the heavy lifting for us. How's that? We like Mark to do all the work, and we want to collect the royalties. So we like that arrangement. So I'm going to jump on in. Okay, Mark, here's the first question I have for you. The last couple of years have been tough. They've been tough on all of us. And I know they've been tough for entrepreneurs. So tell us a little bit about venturing, manufacturing last year, and then why has it been tough and has it been tough?
It's been really tough. I mean, freight costs on the containers from overseas quadrupled. They went from somewhere between 3,500 and 5,000 to 20 or 21,000. Everybody thinks it may be easy, but I probably lost due to the freight changes about $1 million last year. It's a tough job, but I mean, you have to take the good with the bad. But it was very, very tough. You had to handle your customers in a different way. You had to make a lot of pivots as you went.
But Mark, you're still in the game. I mean, $1 million sounds like a lot of money to all of us. So, but is that just part of being an entrepreneur? You have highs, you have lows, and you have to ride it out. Is that kind of what's going on here for you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to sound cliche, but it's not for the meek. I mean, I'm not bright enough to be an inventor, but I am bright enough to be an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is like it's like riding a bucking bronco. You have no idea what you're going to be running into on a day-to-day basis, especially if you're out there trying to sell and import and manufacture and everything that we do, which is vertical. We take it from prototype all the way down through manufacturing, all the way down through retail sales, e-commerce, picking, packing, warehousing. We do it all. So we have a lot of components that we do, and Brian is right below me here, and that's he's my partner. And sometimes it's great. The highs are so high, but the lows are very low as well. There's a lot of swing in it, a lot.
All right. So you got to write it out. Hey, Andrew, I know you and I love licensing, and people are asking me all the time, and I'm going to ask you, is it harder to license now than it was 3 years ago?
No, but you have to be a little bit more patient. So we saw during COVID, I got to be so careful what I say. When you're on YouTube, you can't say that word, right? Otherwise your channel gets demonetized, but we're on Zoom, so I say whatever. During COVID, we saw just as many deals, actually more than the prior years, but it's not all roses. So what we were seeing is when our students were getting in deals, and Mark could probably identify with this, it was taking way longer. The company would go over to Asia, China mostly, and try to get a quote. Can we make this? And can we make it at a reasonable price? And it was taking them, even though they've got serious connections over there and they have manufactured, it was taking way longer to get that done because of what was going on over in Asia. And so it was taking longer for them to come back and go, yeah, okay, we can do it. We can do it at a reasonable price. And then getting to the inventor and going, okay, we can sign the contract. So we were seeing that. It was taking much longer, and it was making some of our students anxious because it was taking them longer to get back to confirm that they wanted to do a deal.
Well, I'll tell you a couple of things. It really, there's a lot of opportunity. I mean, we license too. We have an announcement to make tonight on a licensing deal that we did with an IGA member. I mean, the other thing is I've got 35-year relationships in China. Yes, Andrew's correct. It does take a bit longer now because of all the moving parts. But I'll tell you another thing. It has opened up a lot of opportunities to seek manufacturing in the United States. If the item is right, and there is a chance that you can make it in the United States, which really hasn't been the case for a very, very long time. China has been eating our lunch day in and day out. But now, if you have an item that fits a couple of parameters and it's easy to make and it's not labor intensive, I think USA can give you a run for your money, and then you can really, have it on this side and not be victim of the shipping debacle that has been taking place for the past year and a half or so.
And the other part of my answer, Stephen, and Mark can confirm this, when our students are doing deals, the products aren't getting launched as fast. I'm not seeing the deals fall out. I mean, of course, we've seen a couple, one or two, but they're getting done, but it's taking them 4 months longer, 6 months longer. And to me, that's not that big of a deal because the inventor moves on, licenses the next product because the company's handling everything, right? But Mark, can you confirm that it's taking longer to get stuff done to ship, to get it started, product launched? Or maybe you're more lean and mean than some of these giant companies our students licensed to. But
Maybe, but manufacturing times have gone from 30 days to 60. So now basically not even basically, when I take on a deal now, from the time I communicate my first time with China to me to have it in my hands, I always tell people it's 150 days. Is it a little shorter? Yes. Am I padding it with 150? Of course, but I rather manage expectations and so that people don't get jumpy. But manufacturing time went from 30 to 60. A 2-week boat to the West Coast, I make it 4 weeks. So there's 90 before you even get serious. I've had containers on the West Coast. I had 54 containers very, very shortly ago. Some of them sat there from September 1 to last week. They buried them in closed areas and I wasn't able to get them out. Like I said, the highs are super high, but the lows are super lows. And if you don't have the demeanor to recover from a punch in the face like that, then I don't recommend it for most. That's all.
Tell me this, you guys. I want to talk about the type of products that, Andrew, you're seeing that are getting licensed. Do you have any advice to people? I always like simple ideas, but I don't know if that's just a simple answer. But Andrew, the ideas that you're seeing licensed, are they simple or complex? And what would you recommend that inventors that take the licensing route, what type of products should they design?
I think both simple and complex products can be licensed, but let's use our customer service manager at our other company, InventRight's product. Her name's Talia. She had a silicone baking mat. So imagine a very thin silicone baking mat. You put cookies or fish on or whatever. Literally all she did is put buttons on the corners. So they buttoned up. So it turned it into essentially a pan. The company loved how simple that thing was. Right. So Steven's right. There's so much benefit to nice, simple ideas where a company looks at it, especially with some of these manufacturing issues overseas now, and goes, "Oh, that's not going to require that as much as this other product over here."
Okay. What do you think, Mark? What about you? What you asked? We talked a little bit before you came on. What type of products are you looking for? Are you looking for any products that are a little bit different now because of manufacturing issues have slowed down, container sizes? What are you looking for in types of, if someone's going to submit an idea to you, what are you looking for?
Well, are you asking me the perfect product? I mean, I have an answer. It's I look for a can product. A can means consumable, affordable, and non-refundable. That to me is a grand slam. You will make zillions, not millions. Skip right over millions. You'll make zillions. Consumable, affordable, and not returnable is a grand slam.
But the product you're going to show later, that's not a consumable, is it?
Nope, it didn't fit the model. I mean, you asked me what's my perfect product. I'm answering that question. So
what do you usually see though? I mean, what's coming to your door? And I'm going to introduce Brian in just a minute because I know you guys.
We get about between 20 and 40 submissions a week, like legitimately continuously get submissions. I look at everyone. Brian looks at everyone. A lot of people out there probably hear from Brian because he's the one that answers you back after a discussion on each submission. But no submission comes in that we don't put eyes on and that we don't assess together.
Okay. Hey, Brian, raise your hand so everybody can see who you are. Okay, you guys, I just want you to know when you submit to Mark, Brian's there, he's looking too. So you've got two pairs of eyes looking at it. Brian, what can you say about the submission process? What are you looking for? What are you looking for when you see something that catches your eye?
Yeah. So, I mean, first of all, one important thing is we're looking to do deals, and I think a lot of frustration when we pass on things, people assume, oh, we're not looking for this. It doesn't fit our wheelhouse. We have to stay within our own lane in order for us to make money. This is a for-profit venture with what Mark does. So when we look for products, we're not necessarily telling people their idea is bad if we pass on it, as much as we're saying, this doesn't fit our strength. So this year and last year in particular, with COVID, we saw a ton of ideas relating to COVID and how to sanitize, how to clean, how to do this. We can't bring that to market. You need to be an absolute mega giant in order to make a dent in the COVID market, unless you were bringing masks in February before everything shut down, you know, 2 years ago. So,
which I even said no to, Brian,
right,
because
which we passed on.
with the COVID, because all my factories contacted me, you want to be upfront on the masks. And I said, no, I don't want to do any PPE and I don't want to do any COVID products. It's like playing musical chairs. It's great. It's great. It's great. The music stops. You don't have a chair, and then you're holding yourself. You got nothing. So that's why I won't get in COVID.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, let's move on. Hey, everybody, you know, this whole venturing versus licensing, I hear this all the time. Well, gee, I want to venture because I can make more money. Okay, yeah, but there's some risk side to this. When you dive in, you take a product, you put your own money behind it. What does it really take? I want people to understand. It's one thing to have some product in your back bedroom, but it's another thing to be selling online, on Amazon, maybe some retailers. You're doing some volumes. How much money does it really take? That's for you, Mark.
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah. Do you need a little money, a lot of money?
Oh, I mean, whatever you think you need, triple it. It's like, I don't know if anybody out there has bought a house and has done some construction, but if you've got a $10,000 budget, by the time you're done with all the tips and clips, it costs you 30 grand. So my advice is, so if I wasn't seasoned and I ran into $1 million buzzsaw this year and I didn't have more money than I thought I needed, then I wouldn't be on this meeting tonight taking questions, because you always have to have extra money, like a slush fund, because I don't know about anybody out there, but nothing ever goes as planned. I'm sorry to be the guy to break the news to you, but nothing ever goes as planned. So you have to have that additional backup so that if something doesn't go as planned, then at least you can stay on your feet and continue solving the issue.
All right. Okay. So you need a lot of cash, and you better have a little extra if something goes wrong. Okay, Andrew, I got a question for you, and I'll help answer this too. You know, a lot of people think when you're licensing an idea, it's just the idea, or you know, maybe I need a prototype, or maybe I need a patent, or maybe I need access to a company. I mean, how important? What's the most important part of this whole thing? I know it's knowledge. We talk a lot about it, but what about the word relationships? How important is that?
Relationships are everything. And I think that when people are new to licensing, they're kind of afraid, like, well, how am I supposed to make a relationship with a marketing manager at that huge company? And the answer is really simple. Send them a product. Once you send them a first product, that's what's establishing you as not a wacky inventor, nice sell sheet. And when they say they're not interested in the product, which most of them will, you only need one to say they're interested, then you made the relationship. So that's very, very important. And I think the most important thing for a lot of people to know on this call is they think it's not doable. They think it's not obtainable. They think they don't have the skills. I'm not that social. But when you're just submitting your sell sheet to somebody on LinkedIn, or you're calling and asking if you can send it to them, that's something that anybody can do. So anybody can establish relationships by sending the first product. Any of you can do it. That's what I would have to say about that.
Tell me this. We have a program at InventRight called Bridging the Gap, where you bring on companies, have a Zoom meeting like we're having with Mark tonight.
Yeah.
Why do those companies come on? And how easy is it to get to those companies because you're building a relationship? Do they like it or not?
Well, in that situation, it kind of makes it easier for the inventor, because you and I and Dana went out and found a company that said, oh yeah, I want ideas from inventors. And I explained to them, hey, our inventors are trained. They're not just throwing anything up against the wall. And they come on and they talk about, this is our company, this is what we do, and this is what we're looking for. I saw one company said, I want an adjustable rolling pin. And 6 days later, I saw one of our students, he wasn't even working on it. He sent them an adjustable rolling pin. It was beautiful. So, but you can make those relationships on your own as well by submitting a product and then establishing a relationship. And getting a no is not a rejection. You used it to establish the relationship.
Now, the reason why I brought this up to everybody tonight is that you're building a relationship with Mark tonight. That's what we're talking about. That's why IG is important. And you're going to be able to reach out to Mark. He's your relationship. You need to have that guy. You need to see him. You need to talk to him. What are you looking for? What aren't you looking for? That's really critical here, because sometimes we think it's all about this other stuff. No, it's about having that relationship and say, look, what's important to you? Is a patent important? Is a prototype important? You know, what type of products you're looking for? It's always about the relationship. So keep that in mind, please, because that's going to tie in a little bit later about Mark's announcement of what that relationship does, because he did take a product from someone that listened to him last time he was on IGA.
He's on here, actually. He's on.
Yes,
today.
but we'll get to that in just a minute. Okay, before we get there, I want to know, Mark, you know, sometimes you need a partner. You got a partner. You work with Brian, right?
There he is, right there.
Okay. All right. So when you're looking for a partner, when you're venturing, what do you look for? I mean, do you look for, I mean, how do you know that's the right person to work for? And how much work does it take to find out if that's the right person?
Well, I mean, I've said this on a number of InventRight interviews, but I'll go over it. It's I invest 50% into the product and 50% into the horse and 50% into the jockey. So I won't, you know, and nobody take offense because I'm not speaking to anybody specifically, but I'm not gonna deal with a lot of nonsense, a lot of drama, a lot of kookiness, even if they have something that's phenomenal. My deal flow is so big that I don't have to settle and work with somebody that would aggravate me. So if I get aggravated, you're done. If I think you're going to aggravate me, you're done, even if the product is phenomenal. If I have a phenomenal person and the product is so-so, I would go there first before I would go to the former. And tonight, this gentleman had both. Phenomenal guy, phenomenal product. And I put a lot of money into this, as you'll see whenever you guys are going to release the information. But
okay, so how does someone drive you crazy? Let's get down to it, you guys, because I know we're inventors. We drive everybody crazy. We drive our spouse, our friends crazy. We're always talking about it. What do we do to drive you crazy, or maybe you and somebody else too? Are we calling all the time? Are we bugging you? Or what do we do when you're going to go, hey, this is a red flag, I got to walk away from that guy?
no, I mean, I don't, and I'm not disrespecting anybody. Just please, I'm blunt. I'm sorry. I apologize ahead of time. But the bottom line is, if you send me 6 back-to-back emails, I don't care if you, I don't care what you got. It's over. Get out. And what I do is I also look and if Brian, why don't you take a couple? Because I know you've got a definite few.
No, I mean, you know, we feel like we're pretty immediately respectful of people when they reach out. And really the only negative off the bat is when people are disrespectful of time, right? Time in the sense of we're getting all these submissions. It takes a while to go through them. You know, it takes a while to get back to them. We're running businesses on the other side. So not respecting that time is really, you know, hey, I emailed you yesterday and I haven't heard back. Okay, you know, give us a minute. That's probably the biggest one. And the other is just being presumptuous of expecting something in return with not giving enough information to start. Meaning, I have an idea, Mark. I would love to talk to you. Just give me 15 minutes of your time. We have a website, markportney.com. It has a button that says submit your idea. If you fill that out, it has everything we need in order to make a proper evaluation. If you fill that out, we are going to get back to you. Hey, I just need 15 minutes of your time. I'm not lying. We get 100 emails a week of people that just need 15 minutes of Mark's time. If he just gave 15 minutes of his time, he would never be able to run a business, you know? So it's really just being respectful of that time. And I see names on here that I know I've emailed back, you know, because we send everyone. They're not automated. I reply to every single one of those. And if I missed anybody, we're sorry. And we'll try to get back to you. But, you know, we do try to respect your time.
Okay.
Listen, Stephen, my elevator doesn't go all the way to the top. You know that. I'm not plain vanilla. Somebody will submit and I'll just jump on the phone and call them. And I'm sure there's at least a dozen people out there that it's happened to. Because if I see something and it's the right thing right there, boom, I'll jump on the phone. If a deal's hot, I'll get on it right away. There's no rhyme. There's no reason. I just do it. And I know there's people out there that I've done it to.
Mark, I know Steven's kind of asking interview questions, but I got a question for you. We're talking about venturing, which is a fancy way of saying make it and sell it yourself, which is what you do.
Sure.
And licensing, which is licensing to somebody like yourself or another company and receiving a royalty. As far as venturing goes, what is the, if somebody wanted to launch their own product and sell it themselves, what's the range of money they would need to range from the cheapest to the most expensive to launch a new business? I think a lot of inventors really aren't aware of what it takes to launch their own product and sell it themselves as opposed to license. Can you give them a real perspective? Because that's what you do.
How much money are you spending, Mark?
Well, I'll give you, I can't answer that like very specifically, but I'll give you an example. If you have an item that's injection molded and it's a 56-cent cost, that's going to be a much easier thing to get into than somebody that's doing something in a technology where it's $150 a unit. Maybe you'll have some mold costs up front with the $56 cents unit, but you can get it done relatively reasonably. You know, I can't say like, oh, you need $10,000 because are you going to pre-sell it? Are you going to sell it first and make it second? Are you going to make it? Are you going to make prototypes? What are you going to do? And that all depends on how much money you're willing to throw at it. So
now I find a lot of inventors just look at that manufacturing piece, but you need a salesperson, you need distribution, you need accounting, you need all these other things. So, you know, and then you have a company that only has one product. Now you have more than one product, so you have some economies of scale. But
yeah, that's what people don't understand. They don't understand that one product doesn't make a company. It's a product. It's not a company. And the funniest thing ever is when I was on All American Makers and they would come in and say, I'm Jim Smith. I'm the CEO of Easy Grab. You know, I'd be like, what are you the CEO of? What are you talking about? You got one product and it's not even a product yet. It's a prototype. Get with it, man. So one product doesn't make a company, but if it leads to a family of products, you'll see on this product that we're doing tonight. It's you know, that's really some of the secrets to getting it.
I'm going to tell you what I take away from that is if you only have one product and you don't intend on launching a whole bunch of other products in that line to the same industry you work so hard to get into, if you're venturing it, maybe they should consider whether or not they should be venture and start their own business. Should they be ready to do more than one product?
They should probably be licensing at that point, Andrew, because they should find out what categories make me tick. One of the categories that I'm deep in is camping, survival, doomsday prepper, all that stuff. If you have a single item and you're interested, show it to me. Maybe I brand it QuickSurvive. You know what I mean? We do medical. So if you're doing a medical piece, show it to us. I mean, we take everything. You wouldn't believe the things that we see on a daily basis. It's insane.
I got a question real quick. Brian, can you put in the chat that link to that product so people can see that one product? Because that's a wonderful product. I know people are asking
which one
you've done. The camping product. What's it called?
Sure. Yeah.
It's a line. It's a line. It's 20 items. It's QuickSurvive. QuickSurvive.world. That's one of the brands that we take.
Brian will put that in the chat down below. Take a look at you guys and you get an idea of what he's talking about the line. Okay, Andrew, I got some questions for you real quick. Okay, we're talking about 2022. Let's talk about what should people be creating. You said about being patient. Okay. You said that it's going to take a little bit longer. Okay. Maybe some simple ideas. Okay. Is there anything else people need to be aware of right now if they're designing? You know, we talked a little bit about wants and needs, talked a little bit about that. We talked about maybe not so many moving parts. Is there anything else that you're seeing that you can help with?
I think a lot of the same advice we always give is play the numbers game. So don't work on a project where you only have 2 potential licensees. Maybe you have 20 or 30 potential licensees. Okay. And I think that one of the most important things before COVID and now is a work ethic. And so, yes, licensing a product is a thousandth the work of what Mark does, which is venturing, but you still need to have a work ethic to close that deal, you know, and you have to reach out to a lot of companies, and that takes time and energy. A lot of InventRight students that are here know that. And so I think that's very important to have a work ethic. And it's very hard to go from being a person that just dreams up ideas to somebody that's actually reaching out to the world, to companies to make them happen.
Okay.
You
Hey,
know what I learned? I learned that the second best answer you could get from somebody is no. That allows you to move on to the next guy. The best answer you could get is yes. The second best answer you could get is no. The worst answer you could get is, think about it, maybe, because that just leaves it hanging and dangling. So what do you do with that? So a no, I used to covet no's. I've been in sales my whole life. And the bottom line is, to your point, Andrew, people thought I was the greatest salesman in the world. You know why? Because I sold 10 people. They didn't see behind the scenes that I called on 100 people to get 10 sales. They were making one sale because they called on 10 people. I sold 10 times the amount of merch that they sold, but I called on 10 times. The work ethic was insane. And that's what people don't understand. Confidence in the inventor world is a must. They must have confidence. I mean, a quick little story, not to take up too much time. I made an appearance in Washington, D.C., and some people got the opportunity to pitch me live. This poor woman comes in front of me with a yellow pad. She puts it in front of her and she says, "Permit me to introduce myself." I said, "Whoa, stop." I said, "Tell me about your kids. Do you have any kids?" She goes, "Yeah, I have 3 kids." I said, "What are they?" "I got a girl, a boy, and a girl. The first one's name is..." I said, "How come you didn't have to go read it off a yellow pad?" She said, "Oh, because I know it like the back of my hand." I said, "You're the inventor. You don't know that item like the back of your hand? Take that yellow pad, put it on the desk, and tell me about your invention right now." She took a deep breath and she pitched it to me, and it turned out to be a pretty decent invention. The biggest takeaway she got from that evening, if nothing else, even though I didn't go with the item, was that confidence. Use your confidence to pitch. You've got the best thing since sliced bread. And even if you don't, you do. And even ugly guys get girls. You know what I mean? So you ask enough girls if you want to go out on a date. You get
all right, we're gonna talk about, we're gonna change it up, you guys. I want to talk about, okay, Mark was on last year and he was talking about, hey, I'm looking for ideas. And he said, look, you've got to get an idea, send it to me. And someone that was listening here sent you an idea.
Just like you guys.
Just like you guys tonight. And you looked at it, and what did you say, Mark? I mean, how did the inventor approach you? Was he nice? What did he show you? And we're gonna show the commercial right after you talk about that when he first came on and talked to you about it.
Brian, jump in anytime. But this guy is an absolute gentleman. He came to us nicely, softly. Whether he was lying to me or not, I don't know. He said I was the only one he ever showed it to. Listen, well, whatever. But he's nice. He was articulate. He submitted it. He let us analyze it. And then right away, Brian and I scheduled a call with him. After going through the call, I said to Brian, I know we got something here. I know it. And Brian said, holy shit, man, we do. So we call the guy back. We do a licensing deal with the guy, signed, sealed, and delivered. I put all the money into this project. Every dime is mine. We're going to find them after we show and I'm going to ask them the question.
Okay.
How much money did you put into this? What the people on this are about to see. And I want him to tell everybody straight up how much money did he put in?
Okay. So Andrew, play that commercial, because I saw the commercial the other day and it's pretty clever, I have to admit. And I love it. So why don't you play that commercial?
Okay. Getting a little Mac spinning wheel here, so give me a second. There we go. Huh. Oh, there we go.
When it comes to finding the right pillow, this one's too skinny, this one's too fat, this one's uncomfortable, and no one can sleep on that. Now you can put an end to tossing, turning, and sleepless nights with a pillow that's just right. Introducing Adjust-A-Pillow, the world's first 4-chambered pillow that you can customize for the ultimate sleeping experience. Here's how Adjust-A-Pillow works. You simply unzip, adjust the fill, and lay down to the perfect softness. For a firm pillow, choose the most compact zip of chamber 1, ideal for side sleepers. For a medium feel, unzip chamber 2, best for back sleepers. Want it softer? Unzip and adjust the fill for chamber 3, and you'll love the super softness of chamber 4. It's the largest, softest size and perfect for stomach sleepers. No matter how you sleep, Adjust-A-Pillow is the right pillow. But that's only the beginning. Inside, Adjust-A-Pillow is filled with thousands of memory foam fibers that automatically adjust to support your head and keep your spine aligned, so you wake up pain-free and full of energy. And just like no two fingerprints are alike, no two spines are alike. That's why Adjust-A-Pillow adjusts to meet the individual needs of your spine. From firm to medium, to soft to super soft. There's nothing else like it. Look, you'd have to buy 4 pillows and spend a fortune to get the customizable comfort of just one Adjust-A-Pillow. For this special web-only discount price, Adjust-A-Pillow carries a registered U.S. patent and is not available anywhere online or in stores. It comes with a 100-night perfect sleep guarantee, or return it for a complete refund. It's not just a pillow, it's Adjust-A-Pillow. Click the order button right now.
Well, I'm going to say congratulations on
Yeah, that's
that
great.
product. Can we find the inventor now, Andrew?
I see him. Hey, Lewis.
Where?
I'll unmute you, Lewis, here.
Where is
Don't
he?
ask to unmute. You have to click accept or okay there, Lewis.
Where is he, Brian?
Right here.
It's different for both of us.
When
Hi,
he starts
Lewis.
talking,
Yes.
there you go.
Hi, everybody. Thank
Oh,
you
there
for
he
putting me on. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Brian, and thank you, Mark.
Well,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you.
What a clever idea. What a simple idea, but clever. And it shows the magic, and within seconds, you see it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Simple idea.
Oh, that's a shameless plug right there.
Yeah,
That's
Well,
a
you,
shameless
I
plug.
didn't, thank you for doing that.
Simple idea.
Can you tell me, when you reached out to Mark, was he that rough guy we always know, or how did he treat you when you called him up?
Well, when I saw him on the interview with you in March 21, I kind of liked the no BS deal that he has.
Yeah.
And I said, this is the guy who may be able, who may like my idea. And that's exactly how I pitched it to him, that I saw you at the IGA interview, and then I think you may like this idea. If you do, please let me know. And then next day he called me up and with Brian, and then we talked it over, and then couple of emails went back and forth, and then we signed the contract, and I never bothered him. I never called him. I never emailed him back and let him do his work. He's the product developer, and he told me I'm the inventor, and that was it. I told him, if you need any kind of information at any time, just call me, email me, whatever. But I gave him lots of good information and sell sheet and a video.
Stephen, that's the perfect inventor right there who you're looking at. He gave us all the information. I didn't contact him for at least a month and a half because I was naming it, I was trademarking it. He didn't even know the name until last week because I had to trademark it. I trademarked that. I have Adjusta in the whole bedding category. I have Adjusta, right? He doesn't, Lewis didn't know that. Then Brian and I reached out. We said, Lewis, we have a surprise for you. And during it, I did contact him. I said, Louis, I need the patterns. Do you have a pattern to the sewing? And he goes, yes, I have it. Sent us the patterns, everything we asked for, no nonsense, just, and just did what he did. We came back. Louis, let me ask you one quick question. How much
Yes.
money did you put into this deal since you've given it to me?
The real money,
See that?
zero.
Zero. Okay. We put in the money. We brought it to market. We paid for the commercial. We paid for the marketing, and we're the ones that are going to pay to launch it. Louis is going to get mailbox money into his mailbox every single month. And that's what's going to happen. And this isn't a paid advertisement. This is real. If Louis said I was an asshole, fine. That's great. But we're asking him real questions and getting real answers. That's how we work.
Tell me, Louis, tell me this. When did you see the commercial?
2 days ago.
Well, thank you for sharing it with all of us.
Sure. Anytime.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Mark. Did you like this just a little bit more in addition to the product itself because it was sewn and you could get up and running quicker with no tooling requirements as opposed to an injection molded product? Was that attractive to you?
I didn't really get that deep, Andrew. I looked at it. This guy was a champion. You can see his demeanor. He's a champ, right? So I know he's not going to aggravate my life. He knows he's not going to have Brian pull his
You're
hair
the
out.
real
Too late.
champ.
Right, you're a champ, dude. So and I looked at it, and there's nothing like it on the market. It's one of those things that you look at and you say, I can't believe he got a patent on this. How the hell can you get a patent on this? Mike gave it to my IP attorney, spent more money because I wanted to make sure before I jumped in and spent all this kind of crazy money that I had protection. My attorney called me back and he said, I can't believe you got protection on a pillow. This is crazy. And I said, legit? He goes, legit. We called up Louis. We did the deal. We signed, sealed, and delivered each other. That's what we did.
Let's do this, you guys. I want to open it up for questions early because and we don't even have that much time now. I want to hear what everybody says. I know everybody has a lot of questions.
Time do we have?
Before we open it up though, you guys, I know you're going to want to submit products to Mark. What's the best way, Brian, for people to get to Mark?
Yep, they can go through the website or just shoot me an email. I'll put both of those in there. We look at literally every single thing together. So
right. Look in
I'll
the
put
chat,
both of
grab
them
his email, you guys, and look at the product he's got on the market now in camping, and you're going to see this one everywhere. Congratulations, Louis.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
I'm really
Louis.
impressed. I like the product because it's simple. I get it. It's got some functionality. I mean, when he stacked all those pillows up and said, you don't need all these pillows, I was sold.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So good job. All right.
Thank
Open
you.
it up, Andrew. Let's see what
Well,
we got.
I
Anybody
think
got any
everybody
questions?
was so engaged with the presentation. I don't see a bunch of questions, but I'll see what I can find here. You guys can type in some questions.
Oh, you'll be surprised, Andrew. Wait till you open it up.
Yeah.
I see a couple
here's
coming
one.
through that relate to Louis that might be, pretty applicable to answer. A couple of these are, if it wasn't patented, would we have pursued it? We would have, because we thought we might have been able to get one, but it certainly stood out because it was patented in a space that's very difficult to get a patent in. So either way, we knew the idea was very, very sound and solid. We see
2 years,
a good amount of
2
pillows.
years to get the patent.
There you go.
Because everybody's worried about, do I need a patent? You guys,
No.
I think you can get a patent on just about anything. And if it's required, file a good provisional patent application. We talk a lot about that. File one so you have that option. And so maybe they think it's important. Maybe you think it's important, but make sure you file a good provisional patent application. Great question.
Here's one from Veronica. Mark and Brian, what type of distribution channels are your strongest and favorites? And what type of products do you love?
Well, with the products that we love are products that sell consumable, like the pillow's not consumable, but it's easy to get. We do everything from Amazon management. We do Amazon, we do e-commerce. With the QuickSurvive, we actually do consumer shows, which is literally yelling and selling. Right now, we have a dealership network that we put it through. So we're not prisoners of big box. We're not prisoners of e-commerce. We're not prisoners of anything. So we have right now over 129 shows booked and ready to go. We do over 350 shows a year, and we hand-to-hand combat. I call it yelling and selling. When you go to the auto show and the guy's mopping the floor and you say, oh, buy the mop, I'll give you 2, you know, that we do all of that. We do big box as well. I've been selling in the big box channel for well over 30 years. So, I mean, it sounds like I said everything, but the bottom line is there's not too much. It depends on the product. What's the pointy end of the spear? And we take the pointy end of the spear and we stick it in. And that's how we get the lowest hanging fruit.
Can I say one thing, you guys? What I like about Mark is that this environment of selling is always changing. And when one door closes, you have to be able to open another door. And when Mark said, we're not going to be hostage by anybody, he just said that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of smart entrepreneurs that are venturing are looking at selling on multiple places, maybe not even on Amazon sometimes, right? They're looking at all these different avenues. So when you have someone like Mark, he's going to look at the whole landscape and go, where can I best play? And I like that about Mark. I always have.
It's the lowest hanging fruit, Stephen. How can we generate dollars now? Right now, how can we generate dollars? And we decide what it is depending on the product, depending on the climate in the market. Brian's got a set of specialties. I've got a set of specialties, and together we're the whole pie.
Stephen, this one's for you. Stephen, Andrew, you suggest that with submission portals, we ask if anyone is monitoring the portal so we can establish a direct line of communication via submitting ideas into a black hole.
Okay.
Do we make an exception for someone like Mark? If so, how to track communication?
Well, okay, you guys, I don't like portals. I just don't. There's a few companies out there that have great portals and they get back to you and they have a department, they have people getting back, they want to catalog it, they want to make sure they do that. Not every company does that. There's a lot of companies that have a portal just because the companies are lazy. There's some of these portals are done by third parties, or some of these people are hiring a third party to do it. Those companies are lazy. So I'm not big about portals, but here it is, you guys. They've already given you Brian's email. So you can bypass the portal, use the portal, but you got the guy.
No, but Stephen, I know you don't like portals, and I agree with you. It's a way for lazy companies to send everybody into the pit of doom. I get it. But in this one, you're looking at the portal. You see these two.
It's a little bit different. See,
we're the portal.
I know it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different.
Well, let's be honest. A large corporation is different than Mark and Brian. So
100%.
Yeah.
Do you want to get on a cruise ship and make slow turns, or do you want to get on a speedboat and go all around the pylons? It's real simple.
But even if you're going to send me an email directly, or Mark, look at what we look for on the submission portal, right? So you can go on a big brand and say, okay, they want a video, they want a website, they want a patent. Put that in an email and send it through. As long as we don't have to go back and forth. I don't care if it's a portal or an email. We're going to answer it either way.
Yeah, every company's different, right? And one last thing I want to say, if you send something to Mark and he doesn't get back to you for a while, and maybe he doesn't get back to you at all, because some things, you get too busy. I get too busy. Everybody gets too busy. Send it again.
It's rare. Right? It's rare, Stephen. It
happens. It occasionally happens. Things fall through the crack, but don't make a judgment. I tell everybody, if you send an email to me and I don't get back to you, send it again. Sometimes I forget or I get to it. Do me a favor, send it again to me and help me help you. Okay. So what's the next up?
Next up, Peter says, when submitting an invention, should you already have your invention priced out in quantities, both per item and tooling costs? Mark and Brian, I mean, our InventRight students don't have that done. We let the companies do it 9 times out of 10. But what do you guys like to see? Every company is different.
What's the question real quick?
Do you want the product priced out for both quantities per item and tooling costs?
Because no matter how you price it, I'm going to smash your pricing. So don't even bother. Yes. I mean, don't even bother. You're wasting your time. I'm going to smash it.
Okay. Thank you for saying that, because I'd sell that to inventors. I go, well, but the company, they're not going to get the same price you did.
You think 35 years of me having, the guys from China flew in for my children's wedding. You don't think I'm going to get a better price than you? They sleep in my house for the holidays. Like, come on, man. Don't even bother. Just bring me the goddamn thing. Let's go.
How do you really feel, Mark?
That's it right there.
Oh, brother. Okay, what else have we got?
Let's see. Veronica said, Mark and Brian, are you as good with design patents as utility patents?
I mean, I'm not a big fan of design patents only because people can design around you. I mean, if you have a utility patent, in my opinion, this is only opinion, that it's a little bit stronger than a design. Because if that pillow, there's Lewis, if that pillow was the design patent and it was round, somebody could just make a square pillow and then I'm shit out of luck. So I'm not, I mean, obviously in some instances the design patents work, but for the most part, in my opinion, I like a utility patent more than I like a design patent.
Our
Yeah.
last
Tell me
two
this.
licensing deals weren't patented.
Tell me
The
this.
last two.
Let's say I've got an idea, there's no IP and it's first to market sells. Will you still take it if you got it?
Absolutely. I could be in and out before you even wake up in the morning.
That's what I figured. Okay. All right, good.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Well, you just got a bunch of people that's saying, yes, you are very responsive to submissions. Danny says, he's from Herman, Minnesota. Are automotive diagnostic tools at $20 retail something you're interested in? Other inventors pitch these guys. I have twice and their response was great. So it sounds like he wants to pitch you a third one, even though you didn't take the first two. But so automotive diagnostic tools at about a $20 retail price point.
I don't know. I'll submit it. Let me take a look at it.
You need to
It's
see
too-
the product. Yeah.
it's too
Hey,
obtuse. I can't-
Here's a question. This is a licensing deal. Is that correct? Mark,
What?
Lewis licensed it to
Yes.
you?
Yes.
Yes, Lewis
Yes.
licensed it to us. That's correct. He's going to wait near his mailbox and look for dough.
All right, that's good.
And hopefully move on to license more products, right, Lewis?
Right. And
Yes,
guess what
yes.
he says to me? Guess what he says to me? I got other items, right? And if it's in the bedding area, I'm going to expand the adjuster line, right? So now if somebody out there has something in bedding, whether it's a blanket or I don't care, or whatever it is, show it to me. It would fit into the adjuster line. I'm building a company. That's what I'm doing. That's how I do it.
And Lewis, my advice to you when you work on those other products, Mark's your guy, send it to Mark.
Yes.
But if he's not
Definitely.
interested, send it to 30 other companies too. He's not interested. Don't just come up with something just for Mark. You gotta play the numbers game.
Oh, tell me this. You want a
Lewis
sell sheet or?
doesn't have to listen. Lewis is going to be rich. He doesn't have to.
Okay, tell me this. Sell sheet or
Definitely.
video?
No, I thought I should first talk to Mark, and then if he's not interested, then send it to others.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Do you want a sell sheet or video or both?
There's a couple of things that I want to talk to, and it's going to end up in a shameless plug, but I don't care. A video is helpful, but I like a short video. Keep it under 30 seconds. I don't care what you did when you were 8 years old. I don't care. I don't care that you like ketchup and it got on your pants. I don't care. Problem solution. That's what I want. Stop it. People send me 8-minute videos. I get to 30 seconds and I'm like, done, I'm out. It's just, I'm sorry. I'm blunt. Sorry. What can I tell you? The other thing is when I look at the submission form and they write website not applicable, or they don't have a website, that means that you don't have skin in the game. Okay. If you don't have skin in the game, I'm not putting my skin in the game.
Well, I'm going to call you out on that one, Mark, because our students license stuff all day long. They're looking to license. They don't want to publicly disclose their product on a website. So what would you say to that?
I say to it their own website. I say a landing page. Show me that you put $500 into it so that you're all in. So when you're licensing, you use the sell sheet, but then you also use a nice little website. It doesn't have to be for public consumption. It's a barometer that I use as a businessman of 35 years to see who's got skin in the game. It just gives me a little bit of
It's a virtual, Andrew, it's a virtual sell sheet is what he's talking about.
That's what it is. That's what
Well,
it is.
you know,
It's not-
and I'm going to quote from Stephen's book, How to Become a Professional Inventor. He interviewed 30 companies in there, Stephen? And the thing he discovered is they're all different. So when you hear things from Mark, that's what Mark wants. Another company wants something else. Every
That's
company
right.
is different. It's not always the same.
Well, this
Okay,
is
hey, you guys, I
this
want to
is-
go some of these questions fast because there's a lot of them here.
Okay.
Hey, do you want a pet product? Can I submit a pet product to you?
Sure. Pets are very crowded. I owned a pet company called Chelsea Pet. I understand the pet. I own the pet. I've owned a lot of companies, but I understand the pet space. It's very crowded. You have to have something that's pretty different. If you're a me too, the chances of me looking at it and going, "Oh yeah," is very light.
Okay, what about kid games? You interested in kid games?
Yeah, toys are tough for me. I'll be honest with you. I mean, some every once in a blue, but I'm not really a toy guy. I mean, I'll look, and maybe if it fits, I can do something with it. But there's toy guys out there.
Okay, what about board games? Any board games?
same
thing?
shit? Same
Okay.
thing. Same
Hey,
thing.
make sure you put your email in here a couple places, Brian. People are asking for it. You're also getting very good comments on your submission process. People say you get back to them. You're very nice. We're getting a lot of that.
Yeah, don't mix up my public persona with the way I treat it.
I know that. I'm trying to tell everybody he's actually a really nice guy. Everyone.
No, I'm
And
telling
I think
you, I
everybody
call-
knows that.
I call you introduced me to a woman from Australia yesterday, and I've already been on the phone with her. I mean, like Steven, I treat her like gold.
I know you do. I know you do.
I just get passionate. What do you want
Okay.
from me?
Celeste,
All right, you
she's a
guys,
very nice woman too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got. I think we're out of time, you guys.
What?
You want me to show the takeaways here or slide or not?
Yeah, do that, you guys. I want to put a slide up before we say goodbye to everybody. You guys, let me tell you what's really important about tonight. Thank you for coming, number one. Our goal at IGA is to provide you with information. And you're going to see if you go to IGA site, you're going to see more information. We're going to keep on putting these type of programs on. We're going to start adding new stuff. I need for everyone here to be successful. You guys, we have to work hard at this. You have to get in the game. You have to meet people like Mark, and IGA is going to do that. So please start coming back. Tell your friends. Also, support your local inventors group. You guys, you have to. They're all over the world. IGA says Inventors Groups of America, but guess what's happening? We have people all over the world now attending. But also, these are some of the takeaways, and I want to go through this really fast here. Mark's saying, look, venturing's hard. It's not for everybody, right? And he also says you're going to need a lot of money. The other thing he's talking about that if you're going to manufacture, we didn't talk about this, but if you're going to manufacture in certain countries, make sure you look at what country they specialize in. He also said everybody's going to the United States now a little bit too. So that's another option. We didn't get to the manufacturing also about he's looking at shipping products and bypassing the containers because there's containers issues. That's really clever. That's why I like Mark's always trying to find a way around the system.
We didn't get into that one. Are we talking?
I know.
Are we talking planes, Mark? What are we talking there?
DHL.
No, but, I mean, with PPE, the freight rates on planes have quadrupled. I mean, it's insane. They rather fly in the masks. What I'm talking about, if you have a cheap, small item, you can send it in FedEx, you can send it in DHL, bring in 500 units, get started, and that'll be way, way cheaper. And then you don't have to put up with the bullshit at the ports.
Okay.
All
All
right,
right.
interesting.
Some of the other takeaways, guys, that we always talk about, I do with Andrew, take a screen capture of this. I'm not going to go over all of it. Simple ideas, relationships, satisfies needs more than wants, be patient. It's a numbers game. Andrew, go back to the full screen for a minute.
Yeah, sure.
I do believe 2022 is going to be a great year for all of us. And I'm really happy everybody's here. I also want to mention that, of course, Andrew Krauss and myself have started InventRight over 2 decades ago. We have another webinar series. We're going to go through our 10 steps that we've been teaching for 2 decades. We're going to go through all of it. So please sign up for that if you haven't already. My goal and Andrew's goal is for everyone to be successful. That's it. Because if you're successful, we all are. Every inventor needs to help each other. If you're not connected to me or Andrew on LinkedIn, make a connection. If you're not connected to Brian, connect with people on LinkedIn. We're stronger together than we are apart.
And in order to be successful, you need to know what to do. And then you need to have a work ethic and take action. Now, to do what Mark does, you need like insane work ethic. To do licensing, you still need it. It's not as much, but you still need it. You got to put the work
Mark,
in. You
The
know,
one thing I like about Mark, he has a sense of urgency.
Everything's urgent. Can't we give these people more time? Can't we just let's give them more time, man?
He wants people to work hard. Mark, how many hours a week do you work on this stuff? I know you I know. Brian's
Uncountable.
laughing.
Uncomfortable. I sleep from 11 p.m. to 2 in the morning. That's the end of the story. Because then I get on with China, and then from China I get on with Europe, and then from Europe I start on the East Coast and I work my way to the West. I just go time zone by time zone by time zone and make my calls. And when I'm not doing that, I'm working on my numbers.
You guys, you have to work hard at this, okay? And I want to do one call out really quick. We have someone I think is just a fantastic. Beverly, thank you for coming tonight. I see you right there. You guys, you know what's really amazing? I get to see people start out in this business, and then I get to see them, if they stay with it, I see that first idea, and then I get to see an idea later. And I get to see, if you stay with it long enough, your ideas just get better and they get to be remarkable. And I got to see this last week with Beverly's idea. I saw it and I fell out of my chair, because from where she started and where she's ended up, it's remarkable. It's because she works hard, she listens, she educates herself, she watches the videos, she reads the books, she does all of it. It's paying off. Beverly, congratulations. I just have to make a call out to you. Okay.
Stephen, I want to plug, so Stephen and I have been running InventRight for 21 years, but we started IGA, I don't know, how long ago was it, Stephen? Like 4 years ago now?
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Like that. And Steve and I have been speaking to inventor groups around the country for forever. And so I want to share my screen here and just so you guys are aware that there's probably an inventor group near you. Let me pull this up. This little map on the IGA website, inventleader.org. And you can see all the states where there are inventor groups. So we encourage you to attend your local inventor group. It's great. You can do a lot on Zoom, but sometimes it's nice to meet with people in person, It
is. I met Andrew at Inventors group over 2 decades ago. I'm a big supporter of the groups. You need to be too. All right, Andrew, let's take a picture of everybody.
Okay, so I got to do many, many pages. So if we could do like a thumbs up or a hand wave, and then I got to go page after page. You guys ready? Okay, just smile, wave your hand, thumbs up, what have you. Okay, I have page 1, page 2. I'm so fast at this. Oh my God.
You got better, Andrew.
I got 7 pages, and there we go. Hit the wrong key there. All right, hold on.
Keith learned that even
keep that thumb up, guys. Keep that thumb up.
You see that, Brian?
All right, we're good. We're good.
Okay, any closing comments, Mark? Thank you so much. First of all, thank you for helping us. Thank you for helping Lewis, right? And thank you for helping the next person that submits to you and you love their product. I'm going to say it here. That's why you're listening tonight. Closing, anything you want to say to everybody, Mark, before we close out?
Yeah, I mean, I just want everybody to know that Brian and I have the utmost respect for inventors, because I'm not speaking for Brian, I'm speaking for myself. I'm not bright enough to invent anything, but once somebody bright brings me something, it's a great partnership. We don't ask for upfront money. We're not a scam company. We don't do shit like that. And I really appreciate the inventor community. Brian and I, we travel the country. We make appearances at inventor groups. We give them as many hours as they want. They get to pitch me individually, just like this, in person. Hopefully, after all this nonsense is done, we'll be able to get back out there and go from city to city again and meet every one of you individually. But in the meantime, we appreciate everyone and thank you. And don't break my balls.
I want to thank one more person. I want to thank our managing director of IGA, Courtney Laskowicz, that couldn't be with us today. And I'm going to do a sign off a little bit different. I'm going to mute everybody. So if you guys want to yell and scream and say thank you to Brian and to Stephen and to Mark, that would be great. And then after 10 seconds of that, 15 seconds, then I'll end the meeting and then we're going to call it a night. So we won't come back. But if you guys could say thank you, clap, whatever you want to do, So here we go, guys. Anything you want to say, Stephen, before we do that?
No, I just want to thank everybody for coming tonight. And I know it's been a tough 2 years with COVID. We're going to get past this. Don't lose your magic, right? Take care of your family, work really hard. You can do this. And let's have a great 2022 and come up with a lot of ideas and keep submitting those ideas.
Okay, here we go, guys. Give a big
All right.
thank you to all the speakers here. Here we go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hold on. Here we go. There we go. Oh, everybody's not unmuted yet. Oh, mute all. Yeah, I clicked on mute all. There we go. Hold on a second. Can you guys all unmute yourselves? You should be able to go ahead and unmute yourself. No? Okay. See everybody. Bye. Bye. See everybody.